until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave our journey. Until we reach Boya.
The U.S. Senate know about it.
Until we reach Boya.
There is genocide in the Saudi Cameroon.
Until we reach Boya.
Our country must be free. Our country must be free. Boya is the capital of Ambazonia. And we are not going to stop until we reach. Until we reach Boya.
Until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave our journey halfway. Until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave our journey halfway. Until we reach Boya.
Ask the police chief if he knows it.
Until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave our journey halfway. Until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave our journey halfway. Until we reach Boya. Come on. No, wait. Until I reach Boya. We will never, never leave our journey halfway. Until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave our journey halfway. Until we reach Boya.
We will never leave our journey halfway.
Until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave our journey halfway. They said we were criminals. Here we are. The police is here. We are being protected by the police, and yet they call us criminals. They call us terrorists. Can the police protect terrorists? Can the police protect terrorists? Until we reach Boya. Until we reach Boya.
They are killing children.
We had an incident here. One La Republic infiltrator came here to try us. He almost got beat up. Almost got beaten up, but for the police that saved that idiot. The police saved the idiot. He would have gotten a
Good evening, fellow Ambazonians. For all our papa them and our mommy them, for all big papa them, big mommy them, for all the Ambazonian people them, good evening for all una. I be una brother Lucas Asu, we are the press secretary for the executive office for Ambazonia Governing Council. Today, I want to bring una the latest wahala. We Paul Biya in the face am inside America. I want to give una the latest update of what did happen for inside the American African Summit, where Mr. Biden they don't invite specific African head of states for come for America, forget the US African Summit. So a lot of development drama the go there. Palava don't come up for there between America and Africa, and I'm going to bring another update. Before one bring another update, make we start with what it don't happen for the state of Bui today. Today when Thursday, when number 15 day for the month of for make sure today na Thursday number 15 day for the month of December for 2022. The Ambazonia Defense Forces under the command of Major General Capo for the great state of Bui, they don't use another RPG for target a La Republique du Cameroon convoy inside the state of Bui. And as soon as don't hear what happen, one of La Republique du Cameroon, they are ngongoro them. One of that they are truck them where they carry them waka with them. One of them, it don't be taken down using an RPG. From all the information where they come out, They say up to 8 La République du Cameroun, they died for the RPG attack for the state of Bui. Once the photos of which remain for the RPG attack they come out, they go publish them for all winner. Now the first news that we don't come out. During this discussion, we go also take una enter inside Mezam, inside the state of Mezam. We go tell una the activities then where they go on there for between the fund for Mancon and the La République du Cameroun military. The Wahala way the Palava way the so pass for that side. We would bring una that discussion, make we enter inside what happened for the United States. Yesterday, we be on number 14 day for Wednesday, number 14 day for December for 2022. As all wanna be known, the Ambazonian people them, they be rally for Washington DC for make a public protest for protest the presence of the bloodsucker, the baby killer, the genocide manufacturer, the manufacturer of burning of 1,000 villages, for protest the presence of Mr. Paul Biya for Washington DC. Ambazonians in their hundreds, in their thousands, they come out from outside for show the defiance, for show the determination, for show the readiness and the continuous commitment of the Ambazonian people them for carry this liberation struggle to the logical end. Say any place where Cameroon top officials did na a battleground for the liberation. Say any place where Paul Biya touch a foot, even if na one Ambazonia did that place it will be a battleground. So the consortium leader and other movements, they be reach out to the president of Ambazonia Governing Council, say fine as Paul Biya don't come from America, make the Ambazonian people them, they show Paul Biya which Paul Biya never see him. So the leader, he put out a video for also add a voice for the mobilization of the Ambazonian people them, for call our people them, make they take to the streets for send one message to Paul Biya, a message of total rejection of anything in Cameroon, and for put Paul Biya for a place. Also, during the protest for Washington DC, the Ambazonian people them, they call on the government of the United States and they call on the security agencies of the United States for arrest Mr. Paul Biya inside United States. The Ambazonian people them, they be make a public case against Paul Biya. They be make a public case to the FBI, to the CIA, and to all the law enforcement, the federal and the state law enforcement agencies for the United States, so they be present for Washington DC during that protest. As soon as Sabi, now the American government, it invite specific African head of states for the African US summit where they hold on every year. Mr. Biden, they be include La République du Cameroun for the now during these sessions. Paul Biya, he faced the worst disgrace, not been for only the images where the Ambazonian people them, they make big poster them for all the villages them where they born them, for small picking them where Paul Biya he kill them, for the pregnant woman them where Paul Biya born them alive, for the big mommy them where Paul Biya born them alive. They take all those images, they make the pictures of shame, and they give Paul Biya. Paul Biya become the person, one of African leaders them where he carried the biggest shame. So during this US African summit, Paul Biya he wear the jersey for the leader of shame, for the leader of disgrace. As soon as see him, no other country they not be come up for can protest against any other leader. Paul Biya be being the exceptional leader, the manufacturer of genocide, of scorched earth policy, the killers of baby. He become the person where he wear the jersey of shame. Paul Biya for the hotel window we be there. They carry big picture. They put in name and they put the blood and the destruction where don't cause them for Ambazonia. And they tell or they write or they make submissions to the US government. As all movement, they've been already doing, but because of the public protest, they give submission to the FBI, they give submission to the CIA for all the crimes and where Paul Biya don't commit them for Ambazonia. All Paul Biya crimes and we don't commit them on the Ambazonian people then. They list all those crimes. They list all the villages where Paul Biya don't born them. They list all the crimes and where Paul Biya don't commit them on the Ambazonian people then. Plus the 30,000, more than the 30,000 people that we don't kill them, they list them all. The one that we, the refugees, then we don't make them become refugees. The one that we don't catch them for put them for prison. They list all those things. Then now they day for the hands of the secret, how they call it, the security agencies of the United States, both at the federal level and also at the state level. Then they make the case why the American government need to arrest Paul Biya. And Ambazonian, they make a public court case yesterday against Paul Biya. Say as Paul Biya day, if foot touch America, the American government get a responsibility for arrest Paul Biya. So that one, it is still go on. Now, make we enter so for inside Paul Biya drama. As the American government invite selected head of states, including La République du Cameroon, we, as the people of Ambazonia, from our own perspective, we think say Paul Biya, it would not be supposed to touch America. But, not be that we own America, not be that we be the American government, we fit only do our best for advocate and for sensitize the US government why they don't need for deal with genocide and terrorist states like Cameroon anymore. So, while they don't bring them inside America for the summit, the only session where they be allow Paul Biya make it participate for the general session, the opening session, the general session. Now, as you know, for this summit them, they do specific important sessions during the most important session where it concern Africa and where it even concern La République du Cameroon. They kick La République du Cameroon out of the room. Una hear fine? The American government, during the most important session, the security and peace session, during the discussions for security and for peace, they kick the Cameroon delegation out. They kick Paul Biya out of the room. They not agree make Paul Biya sit down for the room. They not agree make La République du Cameroon their delegation sit down for the room. Not even their Minister of Foreign Affairs. She don't inside that room. They kick all of them out. This one be very important for now. While America bring them for there, that America, the thing where it be very important, where America knows the Cameroon be guilty. They kick them out of the discussion. Also, when they want to talk about issues of American investment in Africa and issues of human rights, because America, as I've already explained for una, it get a global currency where they call and say the liberal doctrine. I don't go into much detail, but I'll just talk about what it concerns with for this discussion for today. The liberal doctrine, it means say any place where America get an embassy, America want try for put influence for that place, America must promote the American value systems. And one of the American value system, now free trade. Now for promote American businesses and American companies. Now for promote American style of capitalism. All right? But for you for benefit from the American value system, one of their value system for promote American capitalism, now for promote American businesses and American companies, now for promote human rights. All right? Now an attachment for American companies for do business for any other country. All right? So now one of their global currency that. So when it reach for the issue for discuss about American investment during the African summit, the issues of human rights, it will be an integral part of the discussion for American investment in Africa. Guess who they kick out of that discussion? They tell the president of the Republic of Cameroon, say, he not qualify for she don't for inside the room when they discuss issues of human rights. They tell La République du Cameroon Minister of Foreign Affairs, say no, Cameroon no she don't inside the room when they discuss issues of human rights. They kick La République du Cameroon out of the session when America they discuss the most important issues, American investments and issues of human rights. They knock Paul Biya, make it come out inside the room. They kick La République du Cameroon, their delegates, from the room. So make una not think, say, they say, the Ambazonian people, their case, where they don't make them for the United States, it gets specific impact. Paul Biya not been a person where it want peace or security. They know say they're a warmonger. They know say they're a dictator. So they go only deal with it for specific things where they concern America, and America want to discuss with Cameroon. But for the core global issues, for the thing where it concern the most important things, they knock La République du Cameroon out of the discussion. They give them a stamp of shame. They say, woo, woo, go, come on. You not qualify for being the midst of dignities or how they call them, dignitaries. You not be qualified. Your hand dirty with blood. Your hand be stained with blood. You be a baby killer. Woo! They push Paul Biya for outside. They kick La République du Cameroon, their delegate. Woo! Shame! Woo! Blood sucker. Wah! They kick them outside. Woo! Shame! America kick Paul Biya. All right. So now the thing that way it don't happen for inside during the U.S. African Summit. But as when I know the way politics it work out, you know, the head of state, you know, if you bring it for a country, as much as they shame you for the wrong things and what they do, they go also no one just completely shame you. So after all the shaming, after they don't knock Cameroon out of all these two important sessions, the session on security and peace, and then on the session on human rights. Well, as all when I don't know, Mr. Biden, no one talks, they say it be a very, be a very welcoming human being. America, they get their way for condemn people them. They get their way for punish people them. But they know we just disgrace you like that. Mr. Biden not get that character. So Mr. Biden, as long as Cameroon be there, Mr. Biden still take photo with Paul Biya. So when I see a photo with Mr. Biden, a woman, with Paul Biya and Chantal, make una not think say na anything they go on. Na just out of respect. Na just out of diplomatic protocol. Alright? Not be na say they like it. Na just out of respect. Say it. So they go for do them out of courtesy. Alright? So when una see the photo there for outside there, but una go understand which it go on. But why Mr. Biden don't take photo with Paul Biya? Because Mr. Biden is a tactical politician. All right, Mona know so, a politician too. So why don't take photo with Paul Biya? When I know say if na Mr. Trump, if na Donald Trump, that photo not for happen at all. If na Mr. Trump, Donald Trump, as long as he get all the record about Paul Biya, he not for even shake Paul Biya hand, because Donald Trump not care whether they go humiliate Paul Biya publicly or they don't go humiliate it publicly. All right, because it call a spade a spade. But as you know, politicians them like Mr. Biden, like they go play, they will try for be a little bit polite. Why they for back? They put pressure. Okay, all right. I go bring una further discussion as to what the Ambazonian people they need for do for 10 things around. Now, make we take una, we enter inside Ambazonia. Now, a few days ago, we come for una, we can't tell una, say what the phone of Mancon, the new phone of Mancon, it did one, you know, fine. And say it violate the Ambazonian customary laws, it it violate the Ambazonian people, their culture and their tradition. When that culture and tradition, it give you the right for be a phone. The only reason where they make you a phone, now for protect the tradition, the culture, and the customs of the Ambazonian people, them, for protect their identity and for protect the people, them. Now 4 things they make them would they get traditional institutions. 4. Now 4 things that they make them Ambazonian, that they choose a person for be a phone, for be a chief, for be one of a royal highness. Number 1, now for protect their obligation, now for protect the people their tradition. Number 2, for protect the people their customs. Number 3, for protect the people their culture. Number 4, for protect the people them. Now the 4 most important things that. Now, we talked about last week how the funny palace, it don't become a military base. Now for the be that they stay, army that they come off for they enter anyhow. Gendarme that they come off for they enter anyhow. We come for outside, we send a message to the phone, right? Now, as we know, today, La République du Cameroon, for show say they say, for show the Ambazonian people now, say they say, the traditional institutions, when they make Ambazonian be witty, Ambazonian be about, for protect their traditions, their culture, their customs, and for protect the people them, they don't turn them into La République du Cameroon occupational institutions. Today, the fund of Mancon, the new fund for Mancon, when I see what you don't do, I show you this picture and then when I decide. Because now when I be the people, the power, now when I get up. When they be crowned, the new fund, when they be making fund, when they crown it, for what traditional processes and what customary law and give power from the people, because now the people that they give the power of the fund or a chief, it come from the people. It need to come from anybody else. For be a fund, your powers, it come from the people. When the people of Mancon, when the Ambazonian people them, they choose a new fund for replace the one we die. Now in this, now the ceremony this, now the picture this. Now in this, now the picture that clean and clear. Now the process that where they take them, the fund go through for you for carry the people their power where they give and for bear the responsibility and for take an oath. For say must defend the land. For say must defend the traditions. For say must defend the culture. For say must defend the people, their customs. For say must protect the people them. Now when I go be the judge, when I see this other second picture, where it take place today. Make we move this one for this side. When I see this second picture, when I compare the first picture and when I compare the second picture, the first picture, when a traditional ritual, we give the fund the powers. The second picture, you don't take the fund palace, the film with La République military. They fill them with armor car. They fill them with tanks. They fill them with bees. Una be the judge. The question we all we got for ask him. Now wait till la République du Cameroon military. It do for an Ambazonian traditional ceremony. The question we all we got for ask Mr. Fon. Now wait till la République military. It get for do with the Ambazonian traditional ceremony. Mr. Fon, Mr. Royal Highness. Now wait till Cameroon occupation forces. They get for do with the traditional ceremony. Now wait till Cameroon military get for do with that. You don't allow yourselves, just like other collaborators, just like other Cameroon collaborators, forgive la République du Cameroon legitimacy for our land. You don't leave them, the palace. You don't turn on an extension of Cameroon colonial rule, Cameroon occupation administration for inside Ambazonia. You don't leave them, you don't allow yourself to become a collaborator for Paul Biya a genocide. Because now the same people them, where they don't be soaked with the blood of Ambazonians. Now the same people them, you don't can carry them. You leave them, they line up themselves in front of you. The same people where they kill your people, kill your children, rape your mothers, rape your sisters, burn down your communities. Now the same people then, you don't leave them that they can't host their colonial flag in front of you. Shame me the do now. Shame on you. You call yourself a Royal Highness. Will not be a disgrace to the generation. You be a total humiliation to the Mancon people. You be a total embarrassment. You be an embarrassment. You don't take something will be so prestigious to the people them. You turn them into blood, into shit, into shame for pieces of silver, for small money. You take the highest cultural office of the people. Una turn them into a symbol of genocide. Una turn them into an extension of Paul Biya genocide. Una be morally bankrupt. Una no get souls anymore. Una no get heart. How many thousands of Ambazonians they don't kill them inside Bamenda? For you, for the live this kind of thing, it happen. For broad daylight. We don't even do them for night. Now we do them for open space. For broad daylight. And then you will think, say, and then you will expect, make the population, you will expect the people them, may they respect you. You go expect the people that may they respect you. You go expect the people that may they trust on you. When you don't make yourself a sellout openly. When you don't turn your back on the people. You take the most prestigious, cultural, traditional, customary place. You turn them into the place where army, na afraid that they can't chop, na afraid they can't dream imbo, na afraid that they can't sleep at para woman them. And then you want to make those same people that respect you, right? After una don't take the culture, the tradition, una turn them into dirty, and then you want me the same be that respect you. When you treat your own most prestigious place like that, how you think say the same occupier, where you don't sell that tradition to him, you sell the culture to him, you sell the customs to them. How you think say they go turn again respect you? That's why they not consider una anything. And how you expect make the communities they respect you. That's how una the lost una value. That's how una the lost una essence. When we sell ourselves to the killers of our own people. Then. We got a message for you, Mr. Fong. As we tell you last week, there's a price for all these things. These things, they get consequences. Now the choice and this way they make them. This choice way they make them, they get consequences. This deliberate choice, where you the maker, as we tell you last week, they get consequences. Since you don't want to respect the people then, you don't value the people, you don't respect the people, you don't value their lives, you don't value their customs, you turn again for abuse the powers where they don't give you, and you turn your back against them, they make you know say, your actions, they get consequences. As a collaborator to the occupation state, your actions, they get consequences. There is a price for your actions. There's a price. Now, make we enter back for inside what discussion. So, while Ambazonians, they be there for Washington, D.C., they protest. Politics to be there inside. Some Ambazonian, wanna go here. So if they stand in front of the White House, or I mean in front of this hotel for Washington, and then when they shout, Southern Cameroons, and then when I can't talk again, say the capital of Ambazonia is Boya. First of all, you start for tell them say, you know, Paul Biya is committing genocide in Southern Cameroons. Paul Biya is committing genocide in Southern Cameroons. Paul Biya is burning down villages in Southern Cameroons. Paul Biya is burning children and pregnant women alive in southern Cameroons. And then at that same moment, you can't talk say the capital of Ambazonia is Buya. Huh? For one side, when I talk say Paul Biya they commit genocide for southern Cameroons. And then for the other side, when I can't talk say the capital of Ambazonia is Buya. Who is fooling who? Now which kind of confusion that? Why would not the fear for stick with the name Ambazonia? Because now the name that we Gojidinka give we for make we be different from La République to Cameroon. Una continuous use of the name Southern Cameroons. Now a call for a return to Southern Cameroons will be only exist as a federated part of Cameroon. When I begin to hear fine, all these people that they call Southern Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, Southern Cameroons. Now a demand to return to the past will be only exist as an integral union between Cameroon, between West Cameroon and East Cameroon, between Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon. So the continuation for use the name Southern Cameroon, Southern Cameroons, now a direct call for say the problem will only be solved when they bring back Southern Cameroon as a federated part of Cameroon. Now the language this. Language, it get meaning. Meaning, now you tell people the way you mean am. Pa Gojidinka, the lawyer, the first man, where he get the wisdom for say no, the only way we will go end Cameroon occupation and tell the world what you want them, now forgive ourselves a unique name where you not identify with Cameroon. As long as you continue for talking Southern Cameroons, the world understand and say Southern Cameroon now a part of Cameroon. The world understand and say Southern Cameroon now part way now the other English part of Cameroon. So they don't know that history. So all these people them, whether they continue for use this name, Southern Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, it get an implication to the decision where the world go make am. Would the world wanna listen? I study linguistics. I be an expert in neurolinguistics. There are psychological implications for the use of a name. It determines interpretation and then it gives intention. It is sends subliminal signals. When you talk to you want independence, and then you still go to talk about a name where now a federated name. You tell the people say, even though I tell when I say I want independence, but what I really want now for restore Southern Cameroons. Now for restore Southern Cameroons. Southern Cameroons, the only existence of Southern Cameroons, now two existence for history. One, existence under the United Nations. All right? Existence under the United Nations, under the trusteeship. It exists under the trusteeship. Its second existence as an integral part under the Eastern House of Assembly. That one don't pass. You know if you go back for the Eastern House of Assembly. But in most recent history, and the place where this conflict come out, now Southern Cameroons, where the world knows say it be go through a plebiscite for talk say it want get a union, a federated union with Cameroon. So as long as people they continue for talk Southern Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, they indirectly tell the world say when I take we go back for place will be there, we restore we as a unit, a federated state under Cameroon. So basically, when they tell the world, say, when I want to go back for federation with Cameroon, now the implication this. All these people, the way they call Southern Cameroons, all these intellectuals, they know them. They know it. All the Jomba Koros, the Bohebet, the Akwangas, all man, any person, even the CDN, as long as they continue for call Southern Cameroons, all them, they know the implications. They know the linguistic and the psychological implications. They know them. So it's now a deliberate attempt for beginning to project another name. Now, it create confusion for diplomacy. It create confusion for public relations. It create confusion on intentions. So when you continue for call the name, will make you be a federated part of Cameroon, and you talk say you want independence and freedom, and then you talk say may they restore wetin. The only way they feel restore them now wetin be. West Cameroon, Southern Cameroon as a federated part, as a federated entity of La République du Cameroon. Now the thing be. So as long as we continue for talk about restoration of Southern Cameroons, we na the ask for a return to federation. And it be deliberate by these experts. You know what they do. So we na be very careful. We na be very careful. When we go for public, instead we na for adopt a name, we give una a direction. A name where it carry a meaning. A name where it give you an identity. The identity of Southern Cameroons na a federated state under La République du Cameroon. The identity of Ambazonian na a unique people where they be different. And they don't get any attachment to Cameroon. Now the reason that Goji Dinka na the wisest man where God he choose and he give you that wisdom for give we a unique name where it carry wetin is symbolized and he symbolize and he give we a new identity from the people of Ambas Bay, the place where all we come out. Ambas Bay, for make we be different. A unique, the indigenous name, a name will be where it shows say will be a different part, will not get any connection with La République du Cameroon. That's why when leaders they make the decision for start the liberation struggle, they look for the wisdom of Goji Dinka as a form of consultation for Siam. If the name it go really suit which were people they define for. And when they consult and they realize and say, the name Ambazonian, now it really stand out and it go make a better case for which were people they define for. So they adopt the name because it get a legal foundation for freedom. It get a legal foundation for the sovereignty of Ambazonia. Wetin happen with the United Nations and the fraud for 1961, that chapter don't close. When I hear fine. The chapter for Southern Cameroons, it don't be closed. They don't close them. Our people, they under occupation. Nagitibo don't tell now. That chapter don't close. If you want to go open that chapter, you go back to that same history. And even Cameroon no go accept them. Even Cameroon, it no go accept them. Because it get consequences on Cameroon. Even Cameroon no go accept a return to two-state federation. Because it get drastic consequences on Cameroon. That's why we must be very careful. That's why we must stick to the wisdom and the intellect and the intelligence and the foresight of the people that already see what will happen. That's why even current leaders, the nationalist movements, they adopt the name and they stick with the name Ambazonian. Because it make we will be different. And at the case of the Mancon, will be a different people from La République du Cameroon, will not get any attachment to La République du Cameroon. Will be an occupied people and will choose a name where it reflects who will be today. We need to fight for any injustices of the past. We need to fight for correct the wrongs of the past. We need to fight for end Cameroon's occupation of our land. Because they occupy our land not through fraud. And now they use the military for keep up their presence. So we fight another one. That the fight that we did, we fight for end Cameroon occupation. We fight for end Cameroon their presence for our land. And that the case that we make them internationally. We need to make any case. The Ambazonian Governing Council, when I invoke the Ambazonian people their right for self-defense, for end Cameroon occupation, a case where it stand on it internationally, now say our land be occupied. We need to make any other argument other than say our land be occupied, and Cameroon not prove a presence for our land, because they don't get any legal claim as to how they occupy our land and talk say Ambazonian are part of Cameroon. Cameroon not prove them. Cameroon not prove them. Because a border ends somewhere. So Cameroon not prove legally their claim over Ambazonian sovereignty. They not prove them. And after you go beat them. So I want to take this opportunity for caution any person where they out there to speak of Southern Cameroons. You did do a disservice to our people them, and you did give a different narrative, and you did push the international community to something will be very completely different from what our people they want them. This one they go specifically to IGs, to all the IGs them. All the IGs. Even to Consortium. Even to Mr. John Bakoro. We call all men for adopt the nationalist name. We call all Ambazonians. We must be congruent. For leadership psychology and for communication psychology, congruency, it requires you say your words and your actions, they must match your intentions. Congruency for leadership psychology and communication psychology, it requires say your words, your choice of words and your actions, they must match your intentions. So when you use Southern Cameroons and you talk to one independent, you be incongruent. You be incongruent. You do a mixed match. Things are not balanced for which you talk. Your words and your actions are two different things. So you not be congruent. We must be congruent. Our words and our actions, they must be one. We want freedom. We be the people of Ambazonia. We want end Cameroon occupation. Now the narrative that, now the story that, now the legal foundation that, now the argument that. You get a chance. While land be occupied, that's why Paul Biya they commit genocide. Paul Biya they try to use genocide for maintain their occupation of Ambazonia. We need to get them out. So when Paul Biya come for table, they say, Paul Biya, show we your claim over Ambazonia. Union Treaty no day. The act where they take them for agree for extend Cameroon border for Adam with Ambazonia. In no day. So who give you right over Those people there. Cameroon of it justify them. And then Paul Biya can't say, but you know those people voted in 1961, and then the world will tell you, say, remember, a plebiscite is just an act of intent. They will ask Paul Biya, did the parliament of Ambazonia, they had a parliament back then, right? Paul Biya will say, yes, they had a parliament back then. Did the parliament of Ambazonia, after the expression of intent, did the parliament of Ambazonia certify the vote and give the consent? We need to see the framework of agreement. Now for there you go see, talk go start for change. So we be very careful. We know what to do. We know how to tie the people their food there. Okay. The second thing, the second thing will happen for during this protest. It be very funny. Some people they go, they say, Siam, make we carry a picture for Yoktabe, put them for front. Say I be president for Ambazonia. Make we carry a picture of the Naira 10. We talk saying that the thing this will fight for. So some other people them they come out, they go make a big picture. They talk say they no come for can't ask. Say make they release the Naira 10. See when the president of Ambazonia, someone they push them for back, They say no. We come here now for come shame Paul Biya. No be we not come here for come protest about the Naira 10. They take them, they push them for back. So you see all this kind of drama. You see all this kind of conny. So all these things they be connected to this different position them. Different people that they come there for come project different small thing them. No be Ambazonia there for front. They not like for put Ambazonia for front. They not like for put the people they applied for front. They not like for put the people their stakes for front. They not like for put the people their aspirations for front. When they see all this small conny, even for public, this conny that they exist. And people that they always use the opportunity for rally for Ambazonia, for rally for the state, for rally for the people them. They go use them for try to push their own small political agenda them. Very funny. And then what people now, they go start divide the attention of the international community. They go start to divide the priorities of the international community. They go start now for divide what the international community go for do first. They go start for divide the attention. When they take small politics, they put them above the national interest, above the people their aspiration, above the people their wants, above the people their plight. When would it do a public protest? The people they applied, it got for come for front. The land be occupied. It's a genocide on our people. All those things, like the release of prisoners, accountability, all those things, now political discussions within diplomatic circles. Now political discussions during political negotiations. Because now issues of the liberation, but not been at the forefront issues in that. The forefront issues that the plight of our people, the suffering of our people, the occupation of our land, the burnings of our homes, the killings of our people, the displacement of our children, the people they are plight. Now it's supposed to be for front, not be this small politics. The land come first. The people come first. But small movements, their own agenda. All those things are secondary things. Those things are the things that they will negotiate them. The release of political prisoners, it will be a part of the comprehensive negotiated settlement. The return of refugees, it will be a part of a comprehensive negotiated settlement. So una stop this small nyamfuka politics. For always try for put una opportunistic agenda them in front the people their plight. Okay. With all which I don't talk. The place where they, as I don't indicate them for una, it be very delicate. When they see the dynamics for the international community, they play out for una front. When they see them, right? When they see the dynamics, it play out right for una front. I don't tell una be very careful. Very delicate times. At any moment, things have to change. The Ambazonian people, they don't defeat the Republic of Cameroon. We're not taking our land back. That's the first thing I'll tell you. Secondly, when I don't see how the Ukrainian people, they focus on one thing and one message. They show say they go resist Russia to the bitter end. And all the Ukrainian people, them, they focus now for end Russian occupation of their land. The Ukrainian people will not be divided for different things. They need to tell the world, say, Siam, Southern Ukraine one of this. Oh, no, one of this. No. They say, they tell the world one thing. Una help we make we end Russian invasion and occupation of Ukraine land. Una help we make we stop Russian aggression on the Ukrainian state. Una help we make we take back, make we stop Russian destruction of the Ukrainian state. Because of the Ukrainian people, their level of resistance, their intensity, and their congruency. That means say all the things that they do that they talk, it be one, it point for one direction. When I don't see what it don't happen. The Ukrainian people, their determination, their courage, their collective stand for fight Russia, for resist Russia, it attract the world for help them. When I hear fine. The Ukrainian people, their focus for end Russian occupation, end Russia invasion, their collective focus, small Pekin, big mommy, big papa, uncle, auntie, university students, people the way they did for work, woman, man Pekin, everybody is stand for show a collective defiance against Russian occupation. Small 8-year-old girl is stand for road. It jerky her for up. It say Russian tank, they must stop. Big mommy, it see Russian forces. It go for their face. It speak. Pah! We not come up for here. We not come up for our land. For Russia, they stop all man picking them from the age of 18. So they go reach the age of 60. You must join the Russian Defense Forces. You must join the fight for the survival. You must join the Ukraine Defense Forces. For fight for the survival of the Ukrainian state. For Ukraine, they pass a law. The day when Russia declare war on Ukraine, the Ukrainian people, they pass a law. Every man picking and girl, no man picking specifically from the age of 18, you must join the Ukrainian Defense Forces. You must. School no day. The state, it be at war. The people, their lives, they be in danger. Because of which the Ukrainian people, they don't demonstrate them. They demonstrate their seriousness for take their state back. They attract the attention of the world. They gain the respect of the United States. They gain the respect of Canada. They gain the respect of Germany. They gain the respect of England. When President Biden, Olaf Scholz of Germany, the Chancellor for Germany, is see the resistance, the determination or determinism. Is see the bravery of the Ukrainian grandmothers. Say, Big Mommy, they be ready for pick up AKs. University students, girls, they be ready for fight for the Ukrainian state. The Ukrainian diaspora, they rally, mobilize money, send them for down for the Ukrainian people then. When they see this, both domestic and international mobilization of the Ukrainian people, and then they see their liberation leader, Zelensky, in defiance, he make the Ukrainian people, they attract support from the rest of the world. God help those who help themselves. God helps those who help themselves. So, how this one relate to we? It relate to all Ambazonians. If we want the respect of the United States, if we want the support of Germany, of Canada, we must show a sense of defiance, a collective focus. We must show a people who will be pure. When I don't ever hear say the American government, it give $3 billion for military support for Ukraine, and when I hear say, oh, some general for there, some leader, he don't thief the money, he don't corrupt the money. When I don't hear those ones. No. That's why. That's the reason that the support for Ukraine, it grow day in, day out. As we talk, tomorrow, when a Friday, December the 16th, there is a conference which will take place for France. Now Emmanuel Macron will host them. Now donors conference for the support of the Ukrainian state. They bring in international businesses. They bring in political leaders. They bring in the most wealthiest people them. They ask all man, every state, make it talk how much money you go donate them. You go contribute for the support. For the give the Ukrainian people them, make they continue for support Ukraine resistance against Russia. They raise money. Macron, he do a donors conference tomorrow for France. For raise money on behalf of the Ukrainian people them, for fight against Russia. Because they don't see the determination, the resilience of the Ukrainian people them, and their readiness for die for their own land. And their readiness for them, for die for the... Babe, I'll call you back, please. Bye. And their readiness for die defending their land. Because of that, they attract the envy and the respect of the world. Now the world can support them. God the only support, now the people the way. God the only help, now people the way they help themselves. God the help, now people they be ready. If you want to make another person help you, show what you feel do first for yourself. Once you show them, that person now go say, wow, if I don't give this person small support, this person will succeed. When America see what the Ukrainian people that they try for do them, with the small way they get, America will say, well, if these people they get a little bit more, they go defeat this Russia and they kick this Russia people, they will kick, and then they go save their people them from being killed. We get for do the same. If we want to attract global support, global attention on the Ambazonian people, their quest, and they are for defend their rights. Now we get for sure. Now we the Ambazonian people get for sure. every Ambazonian, for diaspora and for ground zero. You get for show a level of confidence and bravery and your determination. You get for show, so you be ready for freedom. You be ready for fight Cameroon and push Cameroon out. You get for show them. We don't be a people the way we always wait. We always wait, make other people they can't fight for we. Make other people they can't do and for we. The world didn't work like that. There is no place for lazy people in the modern world. There is no place for any lazy people. You must show your seriousness of what you want them. You want freedom? Show it. So you want freedom. So you be determined for that freedom. Show we say you want enjoy the freedom where the American people they enjoy. Because if you feel show your seriousness, that means say you when that freedom come, you go feel defend them. You go feel protect them. You no go tolerate corruption for your country because you know the price where your people they pay them for gain that freedom. That's why they don't want give them for you. Because when they give you the freedom and you not earn it, you not fight for it, you no go value them. When they just come, they can't help you like that. You don't pay any price. You no go value the freedom, and therefore you will live and the country become useless. But when you pay the price for that freedom, your people they sacrifice for that freedom. Your people they suffer for that freedom. Your people they go through the pain for clean the nation from that for that freedom. Once they get that freedom, they no go tolerate corruption. They no go tolerate incompetence. They no go tolerate mediocrity from civil servants, from leaders. Because they know what it cost them for achieve that freedom. They no go take their country for granted. They go protect the institutions of the state. They go protect their human rights. They go protect their value systems. They go hold transparency and accountability for very high values. You thief small money, they go chase you to the gate of hell until they put you for prison. Because they pay a price for it. What the Ukrainian people that they go through? When I see what the German people they go through during the Holocaust. That's why they need to tolerate these kind of things. When I see what the Japanese people they go through, any people they don't go through this type of horror. The Rwandan people are the perfect example for modern times. After the Rwandan genocide, Kagame vow, the nationalists they vow, say never again in the history of the Rwandan people they go live on such level of barbarism it go ever take place for their land. They go build a country where go give their people them a place for the modern world. They go build a country where their people will get one of the highest standard of living for the price where they pay them for gain that country. And today, when I see Rwanda at the envy of the world, they don't build an economy where the world never ever see them. The fastest growing economy, the economy they grow, I think, if I not be mistaken, between 8 and 14, between 8 and 14%. If I not be mistaken, the economy they grow between 8 and 14% consistently for the last 15 years. They don't transform Rwanda. When I see what the people they enjoy today. Today, if some person get accident even for road, for Rwanda, and they need blood, it will take less than 5 minutes for a drone for deliver blood for place will be needed. Drone. They use drone for do blood delivery. They use drone for move medicine from one place to another. They take drone, they send medicine for small communities away. It will take a long time for good in. For Rwanda. Now modern time miracle. So when the people, they be very hard for certain things they want to understand because they don't go through very horrible, horrendous times. When we see American democracy be so robust and vibrant, they go fight during the election like say they want to kill each other. And because they know what they don't go through for protect with their institutions and their people there. That's why places like Canada, they go through what we don't go through, occupation. They fight for chase the occupier them out. When I see they get the highest standard of living and they get the kind human rights will be enshrined for the Canadian Charter of Rights, that's why they need play with their citizens. We must change for win the support of the international system. We must show say we're going to be different. That's why they call on all now. The world not like failed states. The world not like people that not be organized. The world not like people that they make too much noise. Too much talk, no action. The world like serious people there. The world like what people that they know what to do. The world don't be fed up and tired of the corruption where they destroy Africa. So if we not leave on corrupt leaders, incompetent leaders, fake leaders, they be among the people who call them leaders of liberation, then we not go suffer. We not go win the trust of the world the way we not think say we not winner. Because they will ask themselves, if people they be so incompetent, so corrupt, now imagine if they give them a state. So we not be very careful on what we not the accept them now and what we not the push them. You want to win the support of the world? Focus on the resistance on the ground through command and control forces. When I don't see for Ukraine, their forces, they under total command and control structures. That's why the crime on the ground for inside Ukraine, they be very less. Because crimes, they be traceable. Forces, they be under units. We not support structural forces if we want to end the envy of the world. Lose forces on the ground, their time don't pass. The time for make the territory ungovernable, it don't pass. Now the time for structural forces under total political control. Where if he tell the world, say all of these people they fight for one thing. Because now the world, it want for make sure say, even when people they fight, the atrocities on the civilian population it be very less. We now focus on centralized command and control forces. It will give you the envy of the world. It will make we move quicker and faster than forces where you don't know which they fight for. Today they will can't tell you this one. Today they will sell them for that leader. Tomorrow they sell them for that leader. It need to help you. It need to help the resistance. It need to help the liberation. It need to punish the civilian population. And it send the wrong signal to the international community. So the people they be divided. We now focus on command and control forces under a direct and a clear political leadership. It send one message to the international system. One message. Not be 10 different messages. One. So we must, if we want to win the support of the world, we must show a level of seriousness. Both in terms of respecting ghost towns, both in terms of being for all we for work together for the resistance against Cameroon occupation. All we must focus our energy on Cameroon. Every Ambazonian must focus his energy for resist Cameroon. All these movement them with their own attack. Now for attack the ADF, attack Dr. Cho, all of them, they weaken Ambazonia internally. All we must focus against Cameroon. All we focus against Cameroon. Why we do our own small internal critique them? But our energy must be focused against Cameroon resistance. Every person, channel your energy for fight Cameroon. Channel your energy for destroy Cameroon. Channel your energy for dismantle Cameroon. Channel your energy for end Cameroon occupation. We must tell the world one message. We want end Cameroon occupation. We want to build a free state. Ambazonian sovereignty. And my message is to all now. If you want to gain the respect of the United States, the respect of Canada, and you want me to start for support, we must show a level of seriousness as to the end this year and start 2023. The confusion not too much. All these fake leaders, so they don't draw it back through intoxicity with the toxify our liberation struggle. All these noise makers, they pull Ambazonian left and right and create a level of confusion within the international system. It must end. It will end for this 2022. As we move the next 15 days, we remain for this 2022. We move for make sure say we stabilize our liberation process, both in the diaspora and on the ground. All fake leaders, their time will end for this 2022. Any person will not focus his energy on La République du Cameroun, we go rally all the Ambazonian people that come after you. Now my message is to all now. All commanders on the ground, all generals on the ground, we now focus on the enemy. Focus on the enemy. We now align with ourselves with the governing council of Ambazonia. We now align with ourselves with the Ambazonian Defense Forces. Now they hope this for Ambazonia. There is no alternative to the ADF. Now the only force will it be internationally respected. People, if you make their own small noise, they get small opinion, they get this, but now the only force will it be internationally respected right now. There is no second or third. There's nothing. All international reports, from World Bank to the Oxford report to the Stanford report, everything it tells you now one clear message. The structured forces under the Ambazonian Governing Council, the Ambazonian Defense Forces, are the key to the Ambazonian liberation. And if we follow that roadmap, if we follow that path, for aligned forces them, because they get a clear political objective, and they don't communicate them to the international system and to La République du Cameroun. Clear political objective. One, independence of Ambazonia. End Cameroon occupation. Give the Ambazonian people their full sovereignty. There's no compromise. If we want to gain the respect of the international system, we must show a level of seriousness for them for can support we. No man who can support you, they not be ready. You must be ready. They must show you be ready for defend your rights, for fight for your rights, for fight for your land, for fight for your lives, and for defend your people their lives. You must show you be ready. My message is to all that. When I get a good night, we'll talk about that tomorrow.